Hello my inkies and welcome to another creative snippets video. These videos are the bits and pieces that don't really have a home. They're kind of the odds and sods of my filming. They're the things that I love to do but don't really have a substantial amount of information, so they go into a creative snippets video and they are really fun to watch, if I do say so myself. They're kind of like a studio vlog. I am currently grabbing all my stamps out and using some sepia toned archival ink on matte clear sticker paper, the Avery brand, to make up some little bits and pieces for pen pal letters and to do some stamp swaps. My lovely friends Anna E and Maria are going to do a stamp swap with me. We all have different stamps, and Maria's done this for me before where she sent me a whole heap of little stamped images that she's collected, and because we all have different tastes and have different stamps, I am stamping out some of mine to send to them. And I've stamped quite a few and I've made others off camera to send out in some happy mail, so if you're in the Facebook group and your pen pal or your mailing address is in there, you may get some of those in your mailbox. We'll see how we go. I am definitely trying to be a better pen pal and to try and send as much happy mail in 2019 as I physically can. So that is currently what I'm doing. I'm also making some for myself to use in my junk journal because I really loved it when Maria sent them to me, and I've used a couple of that she's already sent, and I also tried it on tracing paper and things like that. So I'm really enjoying the process of experimenting and trying new things, and I think that this has been definitely the month for that. Chasing the news and doing things that may not be amazing, but they just feel good, and I wanted to feel good this month because I've just been pretty run down. Actually, this month has been a bit crazy and I am currently sick with a cold, so I'm just relaxing and enjoying the process of the whole junk journal world, which isn't new to me, but it is new for me to publicly show it, if you get what I mean. It has been a wonderful lot of weather here in Sydney, and we went to the beautiful florist at the grounds on Good Friday, and I picked up some flowers for pressing because I am totally in love with the whole concept of pressing flowers at the moment. So you'll see some of my bits and bobs that are in the books at the moment, and I just signed up to Marianne Moss's stitch bookery. I've done most of her classes and I absolutely love them. They're fantastic for sort of snuggling up in bed, and as you can see, I'm working on a blanket, so I like to sit and listen to her talk about paper goodness as I crochet. I really am a 90-year-old woman stuck in a 35-year-old woman's body. As I said, we went to the lovely florist, and I wish I'd got more footage, but it was absolutely packed in the grove to the point where we literally got flowers and left because it was just too anxiety ridden for me. There was too many people, and I'm checking the progress on some of the ones that are sitting inside some books that I've shown you before. And some of the flowers that I bought from the grove I had put in here last night as well, because I bought a whole heap of the older flowers that she said were discounted because obviously they're not at peak performance, but they were perfect for pressing. So I did grab a few odds and ends, and I cannot wait to see how they all look. It's a bit higgledy-piggledy. I did pick odd things that I hadn't seen in the florists that you get at the supermarkets and things like that. But I'm definitely excited to see how they'll go as time goes on. Generally, I've heard 6 weeks is the optimum time frame. I'm pretty impatient, so 6 weeks kind of feels like a huge drag to me. But I cannot wait to use some of these in collage sheets. I've got some ideas for having some pressed flower dates for sort of vintage feels. I've got a lot of ideas flowing around my head for this sort of style, and stuff that I haven't seen done before, and that I think I can bring a certain spark to the vintage era, because because I'm coming from a mixed media background, I reckon I could definitely up the ante on vintage ephemera and collage sheets that are obviously not vintage but with my digital background. And my beautiful flower press that I got for my birthday is chock-a-block. As you can see, there's a little flower peeking out there. We did put the screws in backwards because I was struggling to get them all in, but yeah, it was so much fun. I want to take a quick moment to show this and to say a thank you to Sherry. She was so beautiful and sent me some happy mail. She sent me some very cute wings to attach to my shoes, which I will be using. Definitely hot pink wings to put on my shoelaces, so they look like my shoes have hot pink wings. I'm so down for that. I thought that was the best part of the thing until I opened this part. Now inside here was this beautiful vintage, very vintage, very frail Peter Rabbit book that I'm actually going to frame. I think I'll frame this side of it because this side's gotten a bit tattered, but I definitely want to preserve it as best as I can. It is very well loved, and I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you for it because it absolutely gobsmacked me and made my day. I squealed when I saw the wings, and then I gasped when I saw this beautiful, beautiful thing. And I don't know whether I want to keep it intact as is or whether I use the cover to frame and then use these beautiful images in my journals, or just put the whole thing inside a frame. So I just wanted to just say thank you so much for finding it. She said she found it at an estate sale, and for purchasing it and for sending it all the way over to me here in Australia. And it truly, truly touched me, and I cannot wait to find a beautiful antique frame for this to put on my studio wall. So I thought, people that are as fanatic as I am about the lovely Beatrix Potter, this was such a beautiful, thoughtful little bit of happy mail that I received this week that I wanted to share with you guys. I thought you'd enjoy a look at seeing the blog post come to life with a little bit of a replay from my Procreate app. I had so much fun doing the blog post this week, and even though it took me a heck of a lot more time than it normally would, it was a relaxing process. So I kind of feel that that's a win-win, and it meant that I could print them out and put them in my journals, and there was such a positive response from the way that I presented it. So it may become a feature, probably not every week, but it's definitely something that I want to explore more and sort of have fun doing more. I had a blast creating these in Procreate using digital collage and using my photos, and just my iPad Pro has changed the game, and I've said that time and time again, but I can't stress how much I love my iPad Pro.
You in my arms, won't let go. The world around could pass us by, a thunderstorm, a lightning strike, as we hold each other tight. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you.
Good morning, Inkies. I thought I would throw in the haul as they come into my videos, because I have quite a lot of stuff coming from different places, and I wanted to make sure that I got everything shown and I didn't miss anything. Please excuse my voice. I have a cold and I feel a little bit under the weather. It is Saturday morning. Yes, Saturday morning. so I thought I would do this as a last minute throw into the creative snippets video. My first order was from Milligram, which is an Australian stationery store, online store. I believe they have a bricks and mortar store in Melbourne, but there's not one in Sydney. And I had placed an order with them the day that I got my other brass pen from Kaweco, and I had an inky contact me and tell me how to say it properly. So it is Kaweco, not Kaweco. Anyway, I ordered the longer fountain pen. This is the special one, and I believe Brie from Documented Journey also has this one, and I did contact her asking her about refills and everything like that, and so I picked this one up, as well as the little short fat one, which I believe is actually not close by to show you a comparison. But this was the one I originally went in store to buy, and they were sold out, and I can understand why, because it is beautiful. I've only had it a couple of days, and it's already started to sort of get a bit of oxidization, and I think maybe that's because it's next to the leather. I'm not sure. I have a Monteverde refill in here in the medium, and it just sits really nicely in here next to my Traveler's Factory one, and so I've kind of been having the two of them together like that, which I really enjoy the look of. It is a beautiful pen. It's got a really nice weight to it, and I'm enjoying that a lot. I wish I could find, yeah, must be in the lounge room. So that was the first thing that I actually ordered with them, and then I also picked up this Delphonics pouch in navy blue with gold stars. It's a little bit worse for wear, because I had it in my backpack and it got all scrunched up. So I just put in a whole heap of ephemera that I'm going to be working into my junk journals. So I've got some like vintage postcards and an old map that I had from a book that I tore up. So I've kind of just been using that to sort of collect ephemera. And the only other thing that I picked up from Milligram was actually this MT tape. Now this print has been around for a while. I'm pretty sure it's by the Japanese designer Mina someone, and she's done a lot of work with Hobonichi with all the fabric covers and things. And this is normally around about $7 or $8 washi tape, but I grabbed it on sale for $2 the other day, and I kind of love the sketchy look. When I first saw this print, I thought these were eggs. I didn't realize they're actually butterflies. So I nabbed that while it was on sale because it's quite a nice sort of bright and colorful print. So that was from Milligram, but the main reason why I put my purchase in was for this pen, because they had it in stock and they're an Aussie brand. So that was that. And then I have my order from Washi Gang arrived, and I got some stamps. So I grabbed these stamps from Kelly Creates, and they are planner orientated stamps. So I'll take them out of this shiny packaging so you can see. So I have these stamps here for I don't think I want to use these for planner stuff. I think I mainly want to use it for journaling purposes, especially this little grid box. I think it'd be really cute to use for little illustrations. So that's kind of why I grabbed that one. And then this one has all the days of the week and the months, and like a perpetual calendar, which I think would look really cute stamped in brown. Another little grid box. I think this would be really good for like a sentence a day if you wanted to do that. And I really like these little tabs, and it also has one of those sort of bullet journal-esque vibes. And so these are by American Crafts, and they're by the designer Kelly Creates. I will try and link everything down below in this video. So I got those two stamp sets, And then I also picked up some new washi tape while I was attempting to find my love heart one, which obviously didn't happen, but I actually picked up some rainbow-esque washi, and I have put them into my hobo already. So you can see there's a diagonal stripe rainbow. This is rainbow sort of mottled together with a little star print, and this is just a thin sort of mottled, more brighter rainbow. This is a lot lighter, and then obviously that's the MT tape there. So I also printed out my blog post, which you probably have already seen in replay in this video. So there's those there. While I was looking for the infamous rainbow polka dot, which I still can't find. And I also picked up these Tombow markers. I think they're new. And I got the bright colored ones. These have a fine tip on them, and they also have a chunky tip on them. So I got them in the sort of bright color pack. They had other sets there as well, but they're called Play Color K by Tombow. Color your daily life. So they have a bold tip and an extra fine tip, and I thought I'd just try those. I haven't bought new Tombow markers in a while, so I thought I'd give these a try, because we don't normally get this sort of stuff in Australia. You normally have to order overseas. So when I saw that Washi Gang had them in store, I thought I'm making an order anyway, I may as well. So I grabbed those, and I think, oh, I did get a little set of planner stickers as well. And I have them in my little Miffy folder. I got these little bunnies, which I thought were super cute and tiny, to add to my pages. And then I kind of have them in my little folder of kawaii stickers for my planner, although I'm having planner conundrums at the moment, so we shall see. I'm still in my Hobonichi, but I feel like I'm not using it to its full capacity, especially when I have a moment where I feel a bit down. You can definitely see where my hobo is not getting any love. So this is here. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, I also got these. I'm glad I opened my planner. Washi Gang also had Ollie clips, and I've been trying to get my hands on the pink one. I wish it was in the larger size, but it's like bright purple on one side and holographic pink on the other side. And the other one I picked up was this pink one that's actually white with a fluoro outside, but on the other side it's all fluoro. So I grabbed those, and they are really fantastic. If you can get your hands on Ollie clips, they are fantastic for planners. So I grabbed those two while I saw that they had pink ones in stock, because the pink ones normally go crazy fast. But as you can see, my planner has been not used to its capacity, where there are, you know, days where my pages are quite full and I need to sort of get back into using this, or I am thinking about going back to a bullet journal where I don't have huge gaps, but we'll see. I don't know. I feel like it would be a waste if I didn't keep going with this. Even my monthly pages are quite bare, which I don't know why, because I try and keep everything in my head and then it fails. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, that was me showing you the bits and pieces of this haul.
I wake up from the sunshine on my face, so dehydrated, don't know what to say. Who's sleeping by my side? What did I do last night? Can someone make this headache go away? Yesterday was supposed to be quiet, being to myself and sit in silence, until I got a call. My friend showed up at my door. They wanted me to go out for a while. We were there.
Okay, I don't know if anyone is interested in some of these sort of larger scale photographs to use as journal fodder. I am giving you guys the ones that I made in my like background cards and things, and I don't know if you also want these giant ones that I took yesterday while we were at the florist. I just love how they look, and I think they would make really beautiful big tip-ins, which is what I'm going to use them for. Even if you cut these sections down, that can make a journaling card. So I can include them in collage sheets if you want. I am considering making like a vintage style pack for Etsy, and having these sorts of big pictures along with some of the more flat lay stuff that I was doing and making into journal cards for you guys. So let me know. I could definitely include these for you guys as, you know, for in your collage pack. I know they're not everyone's cup of tea, but I think they're really beautiful, especially this one with all the bunnies on it. I am actually tomorrow is Easter Sunday, so it might be a little bit late, but I know I love bunnies all year round, so even just like sections like this makes really nice little journal fodder. This florist is so beautiful. And because I then took these pictures as well, and I want to sort of add them into my junk journal, and I want to also put them into my Hobonichi because we went there yesterday. I also grabbed 2 books while I was in the city with the kids. I took the kids to the city to get my niece some earrings for Easter because she doesn't do chocolate. I actually saw this on Mia Vibes' Instagram and went and looked for it at the Japanese bookstore, and they happened to have a copy. So I haven't actually touched or read these yet. They're literally on my desk of things to look at. I've kind of had a little flick. This one looks really good. It's also illustrated, and it's got lots of quotes and sort of pep talky things, which is very much what I love to read, especially when I'm feeling in the rut. And these were both 20% off at the bookstore this month. I'm not quite sure why, but I was happy to pick both these up. Normally I only grab the one book when I'm at the bookstore as my way of supporting. Both kids got books as well, but I thought these were just too good, and because these were 20% off, normally I only get 10% off with my discount card, but those two were 20. So yeah, that's kind of the bits and pieces. And I also got the cute little cat stamp that you saw me stamp at Kinakoya as well. I'm making little sets for some pen pals and to send. This is a clear matte sticker paper. So I'm making little sets also to make little bits and pieces for my junk journal, which you probably will see in this video as well.
And now it's time for a little creating in my newest insert. I wanted to get into this as soon as I made it, and I decided to sit down on the afternoon while everything was nice and quiet in the house and just have a play, not taking anything seriously, just feeling my way, as it's a very new style to be filming for you guys. Normally I wouldn't do this kind of thing, but I know everyone has been enjoying watching me sort of push the boundaries and trial and test the vintage look. So I thought, why not? I'm going to be sitting down playing anyway, and I'm using some of my watercolors in my beautiful pink ceramic palette and just adding, trying to mimic one of the branches that I actually picked up at the florist on the weekend. And I absolutely loved playing with the watercolors and adding that over the tea-dyed paper. Obviously, because this is copy paper, it's not the best quality and it did bleed through the other side. So that just means that when I come to the other side of my page, I will need to sort of add some ephemera or add some collage just to cover up all that bleed through. I kind of like how it crinkles up. It just adds to the texture and the feel and the ASMR of it all. But yeah, I thought I'd just do a little bit of creating in my junk journal insert for you guys to see how I would tackle. I'm still, you know, feeling my way. It's still a very new journal, and we know how we all get with new journals. We sort of tiptoe around the first few pages, so that's definitely what I am doing here. And as you saw me printing and stamping on that matte photo paper, that grid down there is actually Tim Holtz stamp, and you can see that it looks really cool, and you can't really tell that it's a sticker. And that's the beauty of it, and I really am going to enjoy playing with all these mediums. I think a lot of junk journaling is a heap of collage, and that's probably why I'm the most drawn to it, because collage is my heart song. But I think a mixture of textures and feeling and layers, it's a very, very delicious way to create.
I would be up waiting for you if you had to leave. I would wait a lifetime if you were at sea. I just wanna say that I feel that our love is real. Maybe we should hurry up and seal the deal.
Talked about this book before, and this is by the artist Sabrina Ward Harrison. She's got I think 4 or 5 of these type books, and they are really super hard to get your hands on now. I actually just bought 2 used copies on eBay. You can't get them at Book Depository anymore. They're relatively quite old, but they are fantastic for using as journal fodder. As you can see, I have like massacred mine. Something that is similar is the Dawn So Cold ones. I think, hold on, let me see if I can find my other one in my bookshelf. 2 of these. I have Year of the Doodle and I have Art Doodle Love. Now these have great sort of pre-made backgrounds that you can rip up and use in your journals and things, and I kind of love that they're ready to go and I can use them quite easily. This one has numbers and dates, which I am going to use in my junk journals and things. This is meant to be like a planner, but I think I would get more out of it by cutting it up and using it in my journals than using it in its book form. But I love her work, and I also have her my sketchbook was one of hers as well back in the day. And I absolutely love them, and I don't know why they're not reprinting them, because I think they are fantastic and they're so beautiful. But I definitely wish that they would make them more readily available. So if you can get your hands on some and you like that sort of messy, sort of sketchy look, the colors on these are very beautiful, and I love her handwriting, and I love all the sort of messy. I want to actually put this in a frame and put it on my wall, which is why this one is still intact. It's on the back cover as well, so she is fabulous. If you find her books, grab them up, but they are really crazily priced online at the moment because they are out of print now. So I managed to get 2 from an eBay store called Thrift Books in America, and I think I paid all up $40 plus shipping for 2 of them. Not this one, 2 other different titles of hers. So just a heads up. I think I've talked about her before. She's one of my favorite artists, and I still follow her today. And I think I'm going to have a look through this old Cath Kidston book and see if there's bits and pieces in here that I can use in my junk journal. I remember picking this up at the op shop and going, what am I going to use this for? But now, like, stuff like this is perfect and will be really nice addition in my journals and things. So I can back tip in cards with this sort of stuff. Sian is doing remains of the day as well at the moment, so I might share some of these back pages with her. But look out for that sort of stuff. It was $12, so it was a little bit pricier than normal, but I think I'm gonna get a lot of use out of some of these really beautiful prints. I don't want any of the sewing stuff or anything like that, but I do really enjoy the big florals that I would probably use to cut out and collage, especially things like this, because the paper is glossy, so there would be more of a feature thing, like a background that I would then layer things on top of. But yeah, op shops, man, you need to look at the op shops because people get rid of some random stuff, but they are pretty cool stuff. So anyway, just checking in during the video for you guys.
Take you there. I would give it all away to do it all again. Make our love a story that would never end. Never thought I'd feel so alive, looking in your eyes. I just wanna love you till the day I die. Oh, oh, I just wanna love you right. Oh, oh, love you till the end of time. I just wanna hold you for forever. Every day you're making me better, 'cause a love like this is rare, and I wanna take you there. If I'm gonna love somebody, I just wanna love you. If I'm gonna love somebody, I just wanna love you. If I'm gonna love somebody, I just wanna love you. If I'm gonna love somebody, I just wanna love you. Oh, oh, I just wanna love you right. Oh, oh, love you till the end of time. I just wanna hold you for forever. Every day you're making me better, 'cause a love like this is rare, and I wanna take you there.
I've never been known for my cautious side. You should know that I'm well aware. I don't want anything left untried. Will you come with me, mon cher? So let us just do my love, and I'd stop to think any of this over. So let us just do my love and see where this road will take us now. It's not that you're timid.
I showed this Kath Kidston book earlier in the studio vlog or the creative snippets video, and this is me sort of tackling some of the pages because I loved how they looked and I thought they'd make really nice tabs to work with. And so I'm grabbing some of the floral prints, like I said, because this is a sort of glossy photo paper. They're really good for backgrounds and tabs and things like that. Obviously, trying to work over them, I'd have to have a very permanent marker, maybe not the Uniball Signo, but the now I'm trying to think of it. I have a black pen that goes over quite a lot of things, but even then it would still be, I'd probably smear it being a left-hander. So I thought tabs and backgrounds and stuff like that would be great for this. And I literally am just cutting up squares and folding them in half and then stapling them to my pages. And it is simple and as caveman as you possibly can get, but it adds an extra layer, and it also has some really fun florals. And I love that some of these look like fabric and they're not fabric. I did have a lot of problems with my tiny attacher. I'm gonna have to get hubby to have a look at it because every time I tried to staple it would chuck a tantrum, and I kept checking if there were staples in it. So it was like it would staple, I'd have to open it and then close it again, and so I was not having the best time with my little tiny attacher. I may just go to a normal stapler soon because I'm just getting sick to death of this little stapler that couldn't because I just have so many issues. But I love the added bit of these little fabrics, and it just makes buying that book in the op shop so worth it.
So let us just do my love and not stop thinking of this over. Let's just do my love and see where it goes. So let's just do my love and not stop thinking of this over. Let's just do my love and see where this road will take us now.
Hey, I heard you want to leave this place where we grew up. This old town, just put it all behind. Remember you and I would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. Where will you go? Won't you miss the ones you know? I'll be here, hanging on, waiting for your call. Seems like time as a wave passing by, leave a mark in our minds that turn to memories. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're. The river's gonna cry when you're.
To make the back of that Kath Kidston piece, I added some of the Sabrina Ward Harrison, like a bit that I ripped out of the book, and also some of my tea-dyed paper, and that gives it a whole layer over that glossiness. So the back of that tip-in now is usable because all those papers are very easy to write over, draw over, paint over, and I think I'll be doing that a lot with those papers, especially if they are of the glossy kind, just adding a module of different sort of colored papers, whether it be graph paper, lined paper, tea-dyed paper. It means that I can utilize that for a journaling space or add some of my drawings or watercolors, and I wouldn't be able to do that with the glossy surface of the actual book page.
River's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. river's gonna cry when you're gone. It's gonna cry, it's gonna cry. River's gonna cry when you're gone. It's gonna cry, it's gonna cry. Hey, I heard you want to leave this place where we grew up. This old town, just leave it all behind. The river's gonna cry when you're gone.
Hello. I thought I would show you something that I did last night very late. I actually got, this is my camel TN that I got customized with Baumkuchen or Baumkuchen. One day I need to work out how to say it properly. And this one has the zipper pocket in the back and everything. Now I actually went on to Instagram and noticed that Sandy was putting some Chic Sparrow leather balm on her camel to knock out the suede feel, and I decided that I had this lanolin leather conditioner that I use for my shoes and some of my handbags, and thought I would try and do the same. Now I didn't do it on camera, I probably should have, but you can see that it's completely changed the color, which I knew was going to happen, and has, if you can see, taken away a lot of that suede look and feel to my camel. There are spots that it hasn't taken, so you can see the difference, probably more so here, because this has still got that sort of suede like feeling. So I kind of this is my brown, and you can see that my brown is my original one, and it's got a lot of shine to it, but the camel, oops, battle of the elastics, the camel just I think needs a little bit more. I didn't want it to be so dark. It's showing up a lot lighter on camera because of the light in my bedroom, and then I kind of buffed it with a cloth, which is what it tells you to do. Now my leather conditioner actually said don't use on suede, and I am assuming it says don't use it on suede because it will take away the suede like texture, which I wanted to happen anyway. So I am pretty happy with it. I've had this leather cleaner, this leather conditioner for a really long time. I'm just gonna put a bit of it on here and try and hit this little bottom bit that's got, so I'm sort of just adding it here. I did leave it overnight to dry. And it does go quite dark, and it has come up really nicely and dried up quite a bit. Now I know that the one that Sandy was using was more of a wax, more of like a balm type thing, and this is very liquidy, so there is a difference, but I don't mind too much. It kind of did exactly what I wanted it to do, and that was to get that leather, that suede feeling out of my camel, which I did not enjoy. I was hoping it would change with time. I asked a lot of people on the Facebook group, in the Midori Travelers Factory group, with people that had different camels, if there's changed much with a lot of handling and some said yes, some said no. So I think I'm a lot happier with how this looks now and how it feels than when I first got it. My name's still very small. I do wish that I had done the bigger font on this one, so thought I'd just sort of show you what it looks like. It's got a little bit of shine to it now than the other time, and yes, it looks very mottled and different like shades, which I'm okay with. I know over time that'll just patina out, and with a bit more use those colors will even out as well. But I am very glad that I decided to do the same thing. And I don't know if you can get this. I'm pretty sure this is an Aussie brand. I've had it for literally years. I think maybe even pre-kids. There's no use by on it. It says made in Australia. So I don't think you can get this. So you can probably use leather balms and stuff like that. But I decided that I would probably enjoy it a lot more, even though I adore it. But I really was not a fan of that suede, and I think because I bought this from Baumkuchen sight unseen, because I asked for it at the time. You could only get new ones. I didn't have a chance to have a look at what camel I was purchasing beforehand, so I would have liked one that had a bit more of this sort of look and feel. But I think we're gonna be a-okay. I currently have my weekly in here, which I'm going to start back up because I stopped at Christmas time and things got a bit crazy. So I'm thinking of starting this back up because I kind of absolutely love how it looks. And so I'm snuggled up in bed at the moment in my colorful rainbow with my blanket that Sian made me for my birthday, because I am just feeling so crappy. And I've got this journal to have a look through. Anae was the one that introduced me to this book, and it's all about sort of backgrounds and different journaling things. And I've talked about this book on Patreon before, so it's nothing new, but it's one that I like to sort of sit down and flick through and read through when I'm feeling a bit under the weather. But I thought since I was here, I would show you what I did to my camel. Some people may think I'm crazy, but I would rather try it. I'm not too precious with my stuff, especially if I knew that I pretty much knew that that was what was going to happen. So yeah, that was just something for you to have a look-see. And I do love my brown. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. And I think I'm gonna leave you guys with this creative snippets video. I think I am done for today, done for this video. There's sort of it's such a mishmash kind of video, but everyone has gone to help my in-laws do some gardening, and hubby commanded that I stay home because I feel so crap and because I have to work. So I think I am going to just enjoy the peacefulness of the house. I am going to go try and start tidying up my studio, because with all the creating and stuff over the last week, it is just out of control, and I don't want to head off to the country next week with the house being in a state of disarray. So I think that's going to be, I might have a hot shower and a hot tea first and sort of work my way up to that. But I hope you've enjoyed this sort of mishmashy creative snippets video. Sorry. And I have my niece's earrings here, and I thought I'd show you. I bought her some gummy bears, and I bought her some Chopper Chops. I'm not sure if Chopper Chops are worldwide, but they're a very well-known lollipop here in Australia. So that's her Easter present. And I actually picked up a pair for myself, which I'll show you as well, because I'm sitting here talking to myself, so I might as well show you. So this is one of the drawers in my jewelry box where I have been putting all my goodies. So I picked up some giant lollipops. And these are the ones that I picked up on Friday. They are a little teacup and a little teapot in a little crockery style, and they are so cute. I've been looking for a little tea orientated set of earrings to pick up, but all the ones that I found, they just weren't me. So these little crockery ones are perfect. I think you've seen everything else in here. I'm gonna wear this for Easter tomorrow, and Sam was so sneaky and bought me the studs that go with my Peter Rabbit brooch. She happened to snag them when they went up on sale, and I didn't buy them because I was so focused on making sure that I got the brooch that I completely missed out on the earrings. And Sam bought these for my birthday. So I'm going to wear my full Peter Rabbit stuff for Easter this weekend. I think that's pretty much it. I think you've seen everything else that's kind of in here. My like rainbow stars. But this is kind of where my fun jewelry plays out in my jewelry box. So yeah, they're going to be some of my favorite earrings to wear. So that is it from me this week. I hope you have an awesome chocolate-filled Easter, filled with family and love and laughter. I am definitely going to be a little bit tired. We are making buñuelos tonight and tomorrow from scratch because the Colombian store was closed over this weekend break. So I have found a recipe online and I've gotten all the ingredients kind of to make them from scratch, because I did promise that I'd make them for Easter as a treat. So I'm regretting that, but they may be amazing or they may not be. So have a wonderful weekend, guys, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye. Having fun, like I said in my Instagram post, I have fallen head over heels for my journal at the moment. I'm really loving how it's going. I am definitely going to be sitting in the lounge room tonight and just writing, because I have a lot of spaces that need the writing, that need some love before I get to the end of it. I don't want to get to the end of it and have all these gaps that need just writing. So I'm actually going to fill up my fountain pen with the Urban Grey and do a bit of writing with the Yellow Baby. I also have my Midori pen as well, so that is going to be my night while baking and cooking all the kids' lunches, because we've decided to go package free. It's a lot more extra work for me, so I am exhausted by the end of every single night. So that will be it from me today. If you have any questions at all, feel free to ask. I do have like ephemera from the day, not very much because there wasn't that much to pick up. So I'll probably pop those in randomly, and if I do it on camera, I'll show you. If not, you'll probably see snippets of it in the Journal Keeper series. So yeah, that is it from me. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you again soon.